If you keep ignoring the swelling in your lower legs, you could one day lose your independence and the ability to walk normally. And trust me, many over 50s are making this quiet mistake without ever knowing how risky it really is. Do your ankles ever get so puffy at the end of the day that your shoes feel painfully tight? Or your skin looks shiny and leaves deep dent marks from your socks that take minutes to fade? If this is starting to sound familiar, you need to pay close attention right now, because this underlying leg swelling can be an urgent signal your circulation is suffering. And the consequences may not just be uncomfortable, but life-changing. Let me paint a picture you might recognize. You take off your socks at night and see deep lines around your ankles. Maybe your feet feel heavy, almost as if weights are attached. Your skin feels tense, and stretching your foot causes discomfort. Still, you might think, oh, maybe I overdid it on salt today or sat a bit too long. After all, everyone gets some puffiness now and then. But for some of us, this is happening every single evening, and it is not just a side effect of flying or climbing stairs. It is a daily battle that leaves you less mobile, more tired, and sometimes even embarrassed to show your legs. So have you found yourself worried about slipping shoes on in the morning, or looked down to find your ankles nearly vanished beneath a layer of swelling? If yes, you are far from alone. Studies from places like the Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic show that as we age, our veins and circulation tend to become less efficient. The problem can slowly creep up, so gradually you barely notice until it starts holding you back from things you love. I want to ask you, have you ever wondered why nothing you try seems to truly solve the swelling, or why it always comes back? If you have felt this frustration, I am here to talk you through a powerful, step-by-step way to take back control each night so you can start every morning with lighter, more comfortable feet and legs. But before we dive in, please remember, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Let's look a bit deeper into why severe swelling, especially the kind that leaves those stubborn indentations, is much more than a simple annoyance. It is actually a warning sign from your vascular system. This kind of swelling, what doctors call pitting edema, is a sign that extra fluid is leaking from your small blood vessels into the surrounding tissues and pooling in your lower legs and ankles. Why does it pool there? Simple. Gravity. The lower down the fluid is, the harder it is for your veins to return it upward, especially if your circulation is already slower due to age or other health conditions. The real issue many people over 50 face is called venous stasis. This is when blood flow in your lower leg veins slows down, giving fluid a chance to escape into your tissues. If it continues night after night, your veins can stretch, become weaker, and struggle to return blood to your heart. That's where things get dangerous. Studies suggest that when blood pools due to venous stasis, the risk of blood clots, including deep vein thrombosis, DVT, increases significantly. And as some of you know, DVT can be serious and even life-threatening. Many women and men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond try the usual advice. You might put your feet up on a pillow, soak your feet in Epsom salts, or watch your salt intake. Maybe you have even tried compression socks or cut out deli meats, and yet the swelling comes back, day after day, leaving you discouraged and wondering if you are missing something critical. In most cases, standard advice is only dealing with the symptom, the visible swelling. The real root cause runs deeper in your vascular health, cellular balance, and even your nightly routine. Let me walk you through a 7-step bedtime routine designed to support your blood vessels, strengthen your vein walls, flush out that stubborn fluid, and give you a better start every morning. I will explain each step in simple terms and share with you why it works, based on research, experience, and plenty of real stories from people just like you. The first thing to understand is that the problem of swelling is not only about how much salt you eat. Yes, sodium can make edema worse, but it is really the balance between 3 electrolytes: sodium, potassium, and magnesium that controls how much fluid your body holds onto. Your kidneys play a crucial role, deciding how much of each mineral, and therefore how much water, stays in your body. If your potassium or magnesium levels are low, your cells will grab tight to sodium and water, leading to that stubborn nighttime swelling. So, step 1 is about priming your cells with a pre-sleep flush that provides the right support. About 60 minutes before bed, prepare a drink that combines magnesium and potassium. Magnesium citrate is favored because studies show it relaxes blood vessel walls and helps move fluid while supporting heart health. 1 teaspoon, which is around 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium, dissolved in water, is usually well tolerated. To add potassium safely, use a small pinch of cream of tartar known scientifically as potassium bitartrate. Just about 1/4 teaspoon gives a gentle potassium boost, signaling your cells to let go of the sodium and unnecessary fluid. Sip this drink slowly, giving your kidneys a head start on adjusting your fluid balance while you are still upright. Why does timing matter? Because your body eliminates fluid better while you are upright and moving once you lie down. Gravity is no longer your friend. Important to remember, though, if you have kidney disease or are on certain medications, like diuretics, check with your doctor before changing your mineral intake. For most people, though, this quiet mineral adjustment can help the body naturally release excess fluid. But we cannot just rely on chemistry. The veins themselves need a physical reminder to stay strong and active. That brings us to step 2, shocking your veins into action with a simple contrast baths. This method uses warmth and cold to start a natural vascular pump response. You will need 2 basins, one with comfortably hot water and one with cold water filled with a generous amount of ice cubes. Start by placing both feet in the warm water for 3 minutes. This relaxes your blood vessels and draws stagnant blood and fluid toward the surface. Then move both feet directly into the icy water for 1 minute. This feels intense but is incredibly effective. Those veins will quickly contract, pushing the pooled blood and fluid upward and out of your lower legs. Repeat this hot to cold cycle 3 times, ending with a cold minute. This process mimics your body's natural vascular flush and encourages quick removal of waste as well as reoxygenation of your tissues. Step 3 is about moving that fresh, oxygen-rich blood even further while draining the old fluid. Here, I recommend the legs up the wall pose, often used in gentle yoga traditions. Lie on your back near a wall. Swing your legs upward so your heels rest against the wall with your hips nearby, and let gravity do part of the work. This position elevates your legs above your heart, allowing trapped fluid to drain more easily. But do not just lie still. Every minute, point your toes upward, reaching for the ceiling and stretching the front of your ankle for 5 seconds. Then flex your foot back toward your head for 5 seconds. This pump motion, 10 repetitions per minute, forces your calf muscles to squeeze the veins, pushing the fluid out of your lower legs and up toward your heart. 5 minutes of this active pose is like getting a focused massage for your circulation, and it works wonders when done right before bed. While you might feel relieved by now, remember, the next problem is fragile capillaries. Over time, the walls of your tiny blood vessels can become weak and leaky, making it easier for fluid to escape and collect in your tissues. To support and strengthen these vessels, step 4 involves using a natural, vein-supporting oil blend to massage into the lower legs and feet. Cypress essential oil is known in herbal traditions and some research circles for helping tighten and tone blood vessels. Rosemary essential oil, meanwhile, is valued for encouraging local blood flow. Mix 5 drops each of these oils with a tablespoon of a gentle carrier oil, like almond or coconut oil, sitting comfortably. Use gentle but firm strokes, always moving in the direction toward your heart. Begin at the toes, moving up over the feet, the ankles, and slowly up the calves, taking extra time just below the knees where tension and swelling often gather. This practice is calming, supports better blood flow, and gives the nourishing oils time to penetrate the skin and vessel walls. Focus not just on rubbing, but on visualizing the fluid gently returning to where it belongs. Once your legs and calves feel lighter, step 5 is about helping that progress continue through the night. Compression can be helpful for daytime swelling, but sleeping in tight, medical-grade compression stockings is not recommended. When we lie flat, our blood pressure evens out, and overly tight socks could restrict flow, which is not what we want for overnight recovery. Instead, choose a light therapy sock with a gentle compression level, usually between 8 and 15 millimeters of mercury. These are sometimes sold as travel socks. They work by gently hugging the lower leg, supporting your tissues to avoid refilling with fluid as you sleep. Always make sure the elastic band at the top does not leave deep marks and never feels overly tight. Otherwise, it is doing more harm than good. The 6th step is about what you drink and when. Have you ever found yourself gulping down a glass of water or herbal tea right before bed, thinking it would help overnight recovery? In truth, drinking large amounts of fluid in the hour or two before lying down can make swelling worse. Your kidneys process the water more slowly while you are asleep and lying flat. To avoid this, try to avoid any substantial drinks, even healthy ones, in the 3 hours before bedtime. For example, if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, finish your last cup or glass by 7. This gives your kidneys plenty of time to clear the extra liquid while you are still upright. Of course, if you need a sip to help swallow a supplement, that is fine. The idea is not to dehydrate yourself, but simply to give your body a fair shot at removing the excess fluid naturally before sleep. In my experience, this small timing change can make a surprisingly big difference in your leg swelling over just a few nights. Now, for the final repair step, step 7. Everything so far has focused on draining fluid and strengthening the vessels from the outside. But true, lasting improvement involves making the blood vessels themselves stronger and less permeable. Research has shown that certain natural supplements can help here, especially when taken before bed as the body enters repair mode. One of the best studied is horse chestnut seed extract, which contains a compound called askin. In clinical studies, taking 300 milligrams of horse chestnut extract standardized to around 50 milligrams of essin has been shown to support the integrity of vein walls and reduce their tendency to leak. Taken at night, this supplement may support the natural repair work your body does while you are sleeping. To reinforce this benefit, you can also add pycnogenol, a specific extract from French maritime pine bark, widely noted for its antioxidant support of blood vessel lining and its potential to reduce leg swelling when used regularly. A typical nighttime dose is 100 milligrams. This combination gives your veins 2 powerful sources of structural support during the hours when your body is naturally focused on healing. But as always, before adding any new supplements to your routine, especially if you take prescription medications or have ongoing health concerns, speak with your healthcare provider for individualized advice. Before you head off to bed to put this all into practice, I want you to catch one important habit that can instantly undermine all your work crossing your legs. It might seem trivial, but crossing your legs while sitting or even lying on your side at night can physically compress the major veins in your upper legs, just like kinking a garden hose. This can halt the upward flow that keeps swelling at bay, especially at the femoral vein, which is a key route for returning blood and fluid to your heart. If you are a side sleeper or someone who tends to cross an ankle over a knee, try placing a pillow between your knees and ankles. This keeps your entire lower body in a parallel line, supporting open, continuous flow in the major thigh and leg veins. This small change, combined with the other bedtime steps, creates an open pathway for healthy circulation and recovery as you sleep. Let's quickly review the 7 essentials so they stick with you. Start with the magnesium and potassium drink to gently shift your electrolytes and signal your body to let go of extra fluid. Use the hot and cold contrast bath to trigger your veins' natural pumping ability. Try the legs up the wall pose with active ankle flexes to get the muscle pump working. Massage your legs with the special cypress and rosemary oil blend to directly support the capillaries. Put on loose, gentle compression socks for overnight protection. Stop any large drinks roughly 3 hours before sleep. And give your veins the overnight repair boost with horse chestnut and pycnogenol supplements. While these steps may sound simple, together they can create a real transformation. Each one targets a different part of the swelling problem, from fluid and mineral balance to vein tone to overall circulation. With commitment, you can improve the comfort and health of your legs, regain confidence each morning, and perhaps even get back to the activities you once enjoyed without the constant worry about swelling and discomfort. And remember, you do not have to settle for legs that feel like heavy, swollen stone every evening. Swelling after age 50 is not just cosmetic. It is a signal from your body that deserves daily attention, and you are now equipped with the knowledge to address it step by step. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button so you do not miss future tips for healthy aging. And if you are curious about the everyday foods that may be secretly harming your leg veins and slowing your circulation, make sure to watch my next video. Your health and comfort truly depend on the choices you make each night, so stay informed, stay proactive, and I will see you in the next one.